I've spent $10,718 to try and go from a double-digit handicap down to a single-digit handicap. My name is Berdogi. Welcome back to the channel. Remember, if you're not subscribed, you're going to three-putt the rest of your life. That's right, I'm counting every single dollar and every single hour that it takes to go from a 20 handicap down to a single digit, a 9.9. That means every time I go do chipping practice or go to the chiropractor, the driving range, green fees, golf balls, golf clubs, golf lessons, everything is being counted to see what does it take an average guy to get to a single digit handicap. I'm never going to get to scratch, and most of us never will, but a lot of us just want to be good at golf, and I think that a 9.9 or being able to say that you're a single digit handicap means that you're a pretty good golfer. So let's get into exactly how much I've spent so far and show you this insane putting lesson slash fitting. I mean, this is absolutely nuts. There's things in here that I never ever would have even thought about when it comes to getting fit for a putter. Number one, most people don't even know that you can get fit for your putter. Not only can you, but you should. It's arguably one of the most used clubs in the bag. You use it on every single hole, sometimes twice a hole, or if you're like me, sometimes 3 times every hole. So I think, especially after watching this, you should absolutely go get a putter fitting. So yeah, like now I'm putting like this.
That's what you wanted to be at in terms of your stroke. But you know what? This is actually good. Let's go back to old school. Okay. Let's see what's happening.
So this is, we'll go old school putting first.
Yeah. Let's see what was happening. Let me read it, because this is actually pretty interesting.
Okay, that was just me trying to figure out the speeds. Now what Juan is talking about and what we're kind of going back and forth about new style versus old style, I recently had a putter lesson and he was trying to get me to stand a little bit more on top of the ball, because generally speaking, you're going to see a straighter line if you're straight over the ball. However, I didn't even really know this until Juan broke it down to me, is that I'm going to see my line a different way than you're going to see your line. And he's going to get more into that later. So when we're talking about new style versus old style, the new style means that I'm standing like very tall over the ball, and that's why the putter is kind of heel up and toe down, because it needs to be readjusted if I was going to stick with that. But we're actually going to find exactly how far away I should be standing from the ball. I just wanted to clarify what new style versus old style means.
That's what you get in quick greens. That'll take you 3 balls, man.
3 balls.
That was actually perfect, but I want to show you the difference. Go ahead and roll a few more.
Okay.
Tempo's actually perfect. 2 to 1, 2 to 1 is great. Which is one of the things I wanted to see. Oh no, you're a
little strong.
Oh, you're greedy. Not bad. So yeah, you get a lot of like forward rotation. So let's just start with your tempo, right? 2 to 1, 2 to 1, average is 251, 2 to 1. Your tempo is immaculate. Love it. This is great. Now, when we were talking about on your rotation, let's look at your backstroke rotation. So how the club goes actually back from 5 degrees all the way to 12.8. That's huge.
Does that mean like opening it as I go back?
Yep,
okay.
On the way back. And then look at on the way through, it's actually going from 7 to 13. So it's higher. You're over rotating your putter way too much.
Okay.
And that's because you have 2 things. Well, one thing really, your putter is very, very, very flat. And I know you when you call me and talk to me, hey, what are we gonna do with my putter? And I need to bend it up. And it makes a lot of sense, because the flatter it is, the more arc you're gonna have. The more upright it is, the easier is to have that nice straight back, straight through stroke, which is what you're attempting. Without even bending it, I want you to let's just execute a couple of shots.
Okay.
Like, which I know you're trying to go like more this way, right? Which is being more upright. And that's what we're gonna do. Just for now, just for the heck of it. Let's see the numbers and see if they're gonna change much in terms of that rotation.
With the new
with the new stroke, the new setup. Want to see the difference on the stroke. We know definitely, of course, it's not flush on the ground, but it's just the movement of the club. Look at that. So again, 2 to 1, your time, which is good.
Good speed.
You notice that now you're actually going to the right instead of the left of the hole?
Yes. Right there, he just said it. Do you notice how I'm missing right instead of missing left? That's because now I'm standing closer to the ball, so the imaginary line that you see when you're standing over the ball changes. You might think that it's straight, but in reality it might be off to the left or off to the right. So now we know that when I'm standing more on top of the ball, my vision, my like tiger line that you see when you're, lining up a putt is now off to the right instead of to the left. It's very important. Keep that in mind.
My putt, you would definitely need to make that more upright. That was good. But if we looked at it, you're still like 5 to 7. It's closer?
Closer.
Right? And not as high, your forward rotation, but you're still fighting that over rotating.
So what he's saying here is that by standing closer to the ball, it helps me keep the face square. I went from negative 13 degrees open on the way back down to, I think he said like 5 or something, or 6. So it helps me keep it square on the way back and on the way forward, but now I can't see my line. And that's very important. So we're going to try something else now.
Through impact, right? It's more. I'm actually, I need to bend it more upright.
Yeah.
I got to see how much I can bend it without breaking it. So I got to see how much this is going to give me, how much
it'll.
Yeah, how much is going to take. But I want to bring a putter that is more upright.
And just try that first.
And
like
see
that.
how it feels, because you're going to get your hands fine. There's actually a new putter, a square to square from Odyssey. It's going to look differently.
Okay.
It's going to be very different. But I want to see the rotation, if it changed a lot from this that has some toe hang, has more flow, because you got that slant neck, to something that is center shafted and it actually wants to stay more squared at impact and see what happens.
Okay.
All right, before we do this though, I want to do something else here quick.
Okay.
So I just want to get, and not just a gimme, just just make sure that your ball ends up like right over here.
Okay.
Nice. You're changing the stroke. I like it though. It's fine, because I actually like that way better for you too. Nope. It's not bad though. I thought it was going to be worse.
Love the confidence.
I really thought it was going to be worse. Even though you changed your stroke though.
Did I?
You changed to your new stroke.
Oh,
the new setting.
Yeah.
You changed to the new setting, which is fine. It's
Yeah.
fine. Now, test number 2. I think we're good there. We're going to do this from here. So I want you to go ahead and aim at the center of the cup.
Center of the cup. Okay.
No break, no nothing. Just we're gonna break it in 2. Okay.
Okay. So center of the cup.
Now this is what I'm talking about. What you're about to see was mind-blowing to me. I didn't even think this was like something I had to take into consideration. He's saying we're going to break this down into 2 different things. My sight of seeing a straight line, and then my hands being able to keep it square. So this is what made me a believer in getting like a legitimate true putter fitting.
You're good?
Yep.
You're confident? Now from that position, okay, I'm gonna start rolling this ball. And I want you to tell me where to stop when the ball hits your intended line.
Okay. There.
Right there?
Back a touch. There.
Right there is good?
Yep.
You happy with it?
Yeah.
Okay. And let's see, because you changed a little bit your posture here, right? Just come over here one sec. You can look at that ball just slightly right of it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. It's like a ball to the right.
Right.
Insane. I'm standing over this ball thinking that I've got it lined up directly in the middle of the cup and it's going to intersect that ball. And you can see that it's not even aimed inside of the right edge. This is something that I never ever would have even thought to look into, is how far do I need to stand away, because what I see in my eyes from my tiger line is going to be different than what you see. So you're going to have to stand further away or closer than I do. Same thing with Juan, but I didn't even think of this as a possibility.
Right?
Yep.
It's not bad. I've seen, when I do this sometimes, I see people like 2 balls left or right.
Yeah. If I was doing my old putting style, it probably would be.
It probably
It would probably be way off.
It probably way off.
Because it's hard to get a read when
Yeah.
I'm out here like this. You know, like I know it's somewhere over there.
We're gonna discover a good lie angle for you in a bit. I should have brought something else, but we're gonna do the same thing. So aim at the center. I'm gonna get rid of my shadow. Aim at the center of the cup again. And I like that you're trying like the new way after you want to putt, but we're gonna discover that in just a little bit. You ready?
Yep.
All right, we're gonna do this again, okay?
Right there.
Right there is good?
Maybe a touch back this way. A little more there, I think.
You like it there?
Yeah.
Let's take a look.
Still exactly the same.
Exactly the same.
Same exact spot.
So now that's your tendency, right?
Just by standing closer to the ball, it means that my line that I see isn't even aimed at the cup. It's aimed outside of the cup. Just from where I'm standing. Nothing to do with my hand. Even if I did everything else perfect with my hands, I'm never going to make that putt because I'm not even aimed at it. But in my brain, in my eyes, that little invisible line that you draw when you're putting, in my brain, it's going right at it. But I'm not even inside of the right edge.
Now, if anything, we could have a putter that has more offset, but I don't want to do that. I want to find out from what position, because I noticed that you actually, when you're on top of the ball, your eyes are more like kind of in that side of the ball.
Okay.
For me, believe it or not, when I set up to it, I have to set up taller and more, not my eyes on top of the ball, but I see a straight line where my eyes are more on the other side of the ball.
Okay.
I used to pop more like away from it, very flat too, and it was very off my lines. So I want to find out, where do you see a straight line?
So this is very important. A lot of times when you go get fit for a putter or even for clubs or anything like that, all they really do is measure your arms in proportion to like how far. I don't actually know. I just know that they measure your arms and measure how tall you are, and they say that you should be putting with a 35-inch putter or you should be putting with a 36-inch putter. They take measurements based off of how long your arms are and everything, and that's just what they go with because they say like, oh, this is what the standard is. But you're gonna see here that's not the case. That's how my last putter was fit to me, and you're actually gonna see the new one is gonna be a different length based on where I stand. Even though the last one was measured perfectly to my arms and everything, it's going to be totally different.
So if, I think that's pretty good there.
That's pretty much it.
That's pretty much it, right? So,
yeah,
so
pretty
we got
much
a
it.
straight line right there, right? I'm
Yeah.
gonna bring a putter, which funny thing is from LAB, but that way I can loose it and I can get you to set up and move around yourself until you see that straight line.
Okay.
Then we lock the putter and then we measure from there. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then that way we have a much better idea, where do we need to be in terms of lie angle, or where do you need to be at, because maybe that's too long or too short.
Yep.
Because maybe here you see a straight line better. We don't know. We're gonna kind of discover that.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
See what I mean?
I see.
So you can mess around with it, up and down, but I'm gonna bring this putter because this putter you can actually, it will move around, okay? What I believe, you can have any putter you want, perfectly suited for you or anybody. But if you cannot see a straight line and you cannot aim it straight to your intended target, ain't the putter.
Yeah, it's true. That's true.
Ain't the putter. So right over here, you're gonna have this little tool.
I was wondering what that was when I was in the shop. I was like, why does this thing got like a little adjuster on it?
Yeah. So you can go up and down for length, and then we're gonna lose it up here for lie angle.
Okay, let me get a quick little video of that to show them.
This tool is from LAB. I actually have another blade that has actually a neck, and we can make the putter more offset or less offset. Because offset actually helps too in aiming. So with this here, you can go up and down, and then you can move this for your lie angles as well, flat or more upright. So we're gonna set it up, and we're gonna get you to set up to this putt.
Then
we're gonna
find a good spot.
Yeah, where do you actually see this? Because we know these balls are lined up at the center of the hole, and we're gonna see, how do you see a straight line? How do you find this straight line? From lower, higher, more this way, more this way. You gotta kind of move it around.
Apologies for the Blair Witch Project filming. My hands are as shaky as Michael J. Fox after 2 Red Bulls, but what I'm trying to show you is that at the very bottom of the putter, the shaft can do this, and then also it telescopes up and down. So you can move it into any point in space that you want in order to feel comfortable. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna stand holding this thing, everything is loose, and then I'm gonna see where my eyes find that, ball intersecting my intended tiger vision line. And then once I do that, he goes and he tightens everything in, and then now we have the perfect lie angle and shaft length based on what my eyes see, not what my arm's length tells them.
And then that'll give us everything we need to know.
Yeah. So I want you to find that line. I want you to find that straight line. You gotta see that ball Yeah, you see how you start moving around and you're probably going to see the ball differently.
Yeah. So that's like right
now,
about
what happened when you, because that's not exactly the way you were setting it up to your putter.
No.
So what happened if you get closer, taller, the way you wanted to, because you were more like that way, right?
Yes.
Where do you see that ball in the middle?
It looks like it's on the left
On the
side
left
of the
edge,
hole.
right?
Yeah, left edge.
Yeah. So let's keep it there, but start moving more back until you see that straight line.
Say right about there.
Good? All right, let's lock it in. Let me see that. Wow, it's amazing. Because we're still somewhat flat. We're still somewhat flat and long. This is 36 and a half. Where's your putter? It's even longer than
It's
yours.
longer than my putter?
Isn't it that amazing?
That
Like
is
if
so
you-
wild.
Like if you go
Like,
in there,
if I get up like this.
that's where you see a straight line. That ball is in the middle.
Yeah.
Because that to me is very, very important. Now, this might gonna feel a little bit different, but I want to roll a few with this putter.
Okay.
Okay. Now let me do one thing. Hold on. I just check the line angles here. I mean,
they're pretty close.
pretty close. It's definitely a little bit more
little
upright.
more
more
upright.
upright. Yeah.
A few degrees.
Yeah. The big difference, of course, this lap putter wants to stay more square.
Yeah.
Let's just roll a few in here. Hold on. Yeah, like that right there. Let's roll these. See how do you feel?
Dead center in the middle.
It just didn't hit it enough. Yeah,
just
that
didn't
was
hit it,
good.
yeah.
Well, good line.
A little different weighting, you know.
Yeah, it's too light, I know. But that is just a measuring tool.
Right
I
in the
love it,
cup,
just a little fast.
Yeah, overcompensated.
Yeah, but it was good though. My point is this thing staying more in your line, that ball. Look at that.
It is.
So my whole point is I want you to see your line, because your line, your straight line, you see it completely different than me and anybody else. Look at this.
Wow. That is so crazy.
Proof is in the pudding. I don't know what else to tell you guys. I mean, that's insane. The grouping of that. I will say this putter is very, very light because that like telescoping, however you pronounce it, telescoping neck on there is very, very light in comparison to like a regular one. So it doesn't feel like an actual LAB golf putter, like a MEZZ when you go to the store and pick one up and try it. It's very light. So the only reason that I missed any of those putts was just because of the pace. You can see the first one was a little too soft and it just dove right across the front of the hole since this is a small right to left break. But every single one of those started on line. The only ones that didn't go in is because they didn't hit hard enough because this thing is very, very light putter. So I may be onto something. Well, actually, I'm not onto something. Juan is definitely onto something here.
Again, you can have any putter, but can you see a straight line? With your putter, we notice you weren't
When I'm
really
standing
doing
too
it.
far over it, it looks like the ball's out that way.
Moment of truth. Let's try to do and find that line with this and see if it gets a little closer,
Okay.
or see if we still aiming a little bit to the right.
Okay.
This is actually going to be very, very interesting.
So one like right about here.
So you're going to get that in there, and I want you to do your full routine. Come over here, no break, and you're going to aim at
Aim
the center of the cup.
as if there's
Find
no
your
break.
line, find your staff, and then you're going to set up right to it.
That would be like right there.
I'm going to start rolling it.
There. Nope, a little bit back. A little more back. Right about there.
More this way, more this way.
I think that's good right there. Maybe a touch this way.
That way.
Yeah, just a hair. There.
Let's take a look. Oof. Look at this.
That is right in line.
It's,
Right
I mean,
in
it's
line.
inside. It's
It may be a
centered
touch.
inside.
It may be a touch left,
but it's inside the cup.
Yes.
You were outside the cup
Yeah.
on the right side.
Yeah, I was at least a full ball to the right.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, that is dead on. I mean, for a 16 handicap, if I could aim just on the inside of the left edge every single time, I would be ecstatic. I mean, there's times where I'm missing like 2 or 3 balls to the right, partially from misreads, but also from not seeing the right line. So the fact that now we know exactly what my lie angle needs to be and my shaft length, now we can trust those figures and find a face that feels good in the hands, whether I want a lie angle balanced one, whether I want one with toe hang, whether I want a face balanced one, whether I want center shaft, like all that stuff. Now we know exactly the angles and the lengths of everything to base the rest of the fitting on. So if this isn't like proof in the pudding, then I don't know what is.
That is crazy.
So let me try to, hold on, we're gonna adjust this just a tiny bit. I'm thinking, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I wanna try. Just that little more.
Just a hair?
Just a little bit more upright, yeah. Because I think the more you are on this side, it's gonna see this is where you're gonna see your line better. Let's try that, and we're gonna do it again.
There. Go back. Keep going, keep going. Right there.
That's good?
Yeah.
Happy with it?
Yep, I think so.
How is it? Again.
Same thing, inside of the left side.
See?
That's a lot closer though.
Way better.
Way better than the old one. Rolling from here.
So when just a tight, because I noticed that you always kind of grip down. It's funny, but you're probably getting used to that.
Yeah.
I want to tell you a little story. Anthony Kim, I met him when he was in high school.
Yeah.
And started building some clubs. And we noticed that he always gripped down on the clubs.
Yep.
All the time. So we all get together and said, you know what, let's make the clubs a little shorter because he's always gripping down, blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
So we did half an inch shorter. Hey, we got your new clubs, hey, Kay. When he grips them, first thing he does, he grips down.
Grips down on them still. No matter how long they were, he grips them in the same spot.
It is a trigger, is the way he feels comfortable.
Yeah.
He likes to feel maybe that grip over his hand, whatever it is. And so we had to rebuild them and go back to that length.
I would be totally fine trimming it down, especially because normally I don't tuck my shirt in, right? So my shirt's kind of hanging there, and because I choke down on it, sometimes it gets caught on the shirt.
It gets in the way.
So
yeah.
I mean, it doesn't matter. I've only just recently, since I've trying to stand over it, been gripping down more on it. So I would be totally
but
fine
wait a
with
minute, we discovered that being so tall on top of it, you don't see your ball is way right of the hole.
It's true.
Now we're on the hole to a little inside. So I want to kind of come over and roll a few. We kind of know this break. Actually, stick a bench to the camera. Let's go from the other side. Roll it from behind it.
This is a pretty neat tool.
It's so cool. It's so cool because it just helps us to get people to see your line, and we can move it around and adjust it the way we want it. So where do you see this break? How do you see this break? We're making putts now. I'm putting you on the spot.
Little left to right.
I think so.
Just
Just inside left edge?
Yeah.
I think you're gonna like this. You just didn't hit it.
Just didn't hit it yet.
Yeah, it's more on that left edge. If you're gonna have that speed. Love the phase there, it was so good. Oh, it does break a little more.
Yeah, a little more than I thought.
Does break a hair more. But you see how that ball stays there so good? Like stays on the in the line? Ah, speed.
Yes, that is.
Let me show you some.
This is going to be a common theme with the first few putts here while I'm learning the break on the other side. I mean, obviously we're mentally thinking everything is a straight putt because we're working on hitting your intended line. So I'm hitting everything straight, not really thinking about the break. But, you know, give it a couple more of these little 3 or 4 ball rounds, and then eventually I'm going to get the break dialed. Obviously, looking back on it now, it's easy to see that it's dead straight with a small little break at the end of it, but I didn't really see that at the beginning. I was just focused on trying to roll the ball straight. But most of these putts that I'm missing, it's not because I'm not aiming at the cup. You can see on the little tracers, they're going dead center of the cup.
You're going to use this line. And the whole idea of this putt now is, of course, we want to see this line on top at all the time.
Rolling it the whole way.
Roll the whole way. I think that's pretty good there. And just give it a 3/4. This rolling is downhill. Just a little past 3/4 should be just perfect. It's a good roll.
Oh, just not quite enough. But that was definitely further than I was aiming before.
Yeah.
Now I see the.
I think we just discovered that you have so much over rotation. You were fighting this rotation. Now the ball starts more on the line. That's why you were missing a lot to the left.
Yeah.
Because you were going too much this way. This putter wants to stay more square. The other putter wants to stay more square too. Let's roll this one for now. I'm curious to actually let's track this one here quick. You definitely pulled that one.
Hammered it. Nope, that was. See, this is the one thing that I didn't like about these these lie angle balanced putters.
Yeah.
Is they move so much in my hands.
Let's go back to this one. I agree. I'm gonna try it actually a face balance putter. Good roll.
There it is.
All right, I know you're in the middle of typing a comment right now. Berdogi, you said that you don't like lie angle balanced putters, but you're making everything with a LAB putter. This isn't actually a lie angle balanced LAB MEZZ putter. This is a training aid. So the fact that you can change it all sorts of different angles, it's not technically really a lie angle balanced putter. I can't explain it unless you actually put one of these tools in your hand, because this isn't like an actual putter. Again, this is a tool used by fitters in order to fit you for different things. So it doesn't feel. I've had a MEZZ one. I had a MEZZ one about 1.5 years ago, and it just wasn't for me personally. I didn't like the feeling of it, but I can assure you that holding this one in my hands and holding other LAB golf putters in my hands, they do not feel the same. Even though I know you're going to comment it, it's not the same thing.
Good roll.
There it is. There it is.
How much turns that LAB? I want you to feel the difference on a face balance putter.
Okay.
I'm going to bring one.
All right.
This I didn't like much. And I agree with you. I think when you get this, and I know when you do on the LAB and they do the revealer, this one stays more square.
Mm-hmm.
But this one on the axis, it has a ton of rotation.
It spins on me.
Plus you hold it in your hand and you're the one creating the rotation.
Yeah. And then it's like when I go to take it back, I
love
feel
revealer.
like it's
I love
doing
the
all
revealer,
sorts of this.
but there's no friction on that revealer. And you hold it in with that third element, right?
Yep.
While here, you're grabbing the putt. It's only 2 elements.
That was me.
I'm going to bring a face balance putter, but you notice that now we're missing less to the left?
Yes. And unless I'm aimed way, way left
Correct.
of it, that's the only thing I've missed left.
But I like from this position now, you see your line way better. It's a weird putt. Depending on the speed, it's going to break.
I think that's
more
just
or less.
most. I'm putting it in the center, and I think it's just breaking out.
That's a good point. That's in.
There it is.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
If the more
Because I feel like I'm
it's going to be slightly open.
Yeah, I feel like I'm aimed dead center of it.
You can mess around with yours if you want to. But
Okay.
I'm gonna bring a face balance putter. I brought this putter for a reason. With the long grip,
Okay.
it's counterbalance heavier. See if we have less movement in your hands too, and get those hands a little bit more steady. But we're gonna start with this one, which is a 35. So this is a face balance putter. Just a hair more left.
Oh, that's
There you
right.
go. So love that roll. Love that roll.
Wow, I'll take it.
It doesn't want to. You have too much rotation. That thing, and your forward rotation is very high. That's okay. You didn't execute that one.
No.
Let me watch you hit it with this. This is going to be very heavy on the butt end. To see if it makes those hands more steady through impact. How does that feel with that weight?
So good. I see why everyone buys a Scotty.
Well, I brought over look at that.
Jesus.
All face balance putters. Don't you feel your hands more steady though?
Yes. They do feel a lot more steady.
Because there's more weight over there. And then I know you love to kind of grip down here and there.
Mm-hmm.
So having that little extra length, that's another good one.
You're going to make me walk out here with a new putter, Juan.
Uh-oh. Listen, we got to go with what works. Look at you keeping your line better.
I pulled that one a little bit.
A little quick. A little,
yeah,
a little quick.
I got excited to see the fourth one go in.
Hey, that would be amazing. 4 out of 4.
Yeah.
But look at this average now.
Dude, I mean, you can see the difference, right? Lie angle balanced might be good for some people. It is not good for me. You put a face balanced putter in my hands. Did you see how straight and true I could roll those? I mean, dude, in case you're wondering what they are, they're two Scotty Cameron Phantom 11s, I believe. One of them, you can tell that it's got the longer grip on it. That's the counterbalanced one. So there's actually weight above, like past where your hands actually like grip the club. Like there's extra material up there to help counterbalance it, but it's a face balanced putter, which for me feels significantly better in the hands because I like to feel the weight at the end of it. I like to feel like I have a little control over it, but having the weight be face balanced, just for me and my putting style, helps keep everything more square, smooth, everything. So I think we may have a winner here. Now we just need to decide, do we go with the counterbalanced one or the regular one?
Scotty Cameron Phantom.
I did a little old school. I went on in and kind of put a little more upright. That's really old school. But we can check it on the machine. But I love the roll. I want to track this actually. Hold on. You were aiming right there.
Yeah.
You were aiming right there. But I want to track this because I'll be surprised we're under 5 degrees on rotation.
I love how heavy this thing is.
Doesn't it make your like this more like
so stable,
steady, and
like it doesn't want like that? And I've always said this about lab putters because you can't feel any weight on them. It's just like I feel like when I'm going back, I'm doing a combination of this and this.
I know that one is meant for measuring.
Well, even my
we discovered a lot with it.
Yep, that is true.
But it is on the lighter side. Now this is as counterbalance. This putter. And I think, look at what I was telling you, keep your putter more center in your axis here, and then you start actually moving your hands. And that wasn't the case. Just like your shoulders on your arms, that triangle, keep it that triangle. That's how you have that pendulum, right? But I think having this weight here makes you more steady.
Yeah.
And it can get you to swing more on your line, a little bit more left, right there, back and forth. I want to see the rotation in here. That's a good one. So now it's 4 to 5.
4 to 5?
It's still a little. But look at that.
It's right there.
I want to say with your putter would be way left.
Yes. I tried a couple with it and it was hit or miss.
And then you compensate by pushing it. So how are you going to get consistent like that? I think this is way better. Your tempo, by the way, 2 to 1. That's a good stroke. So this putter wants to fight this. Wants to really stay more square through impact, less flow than the one that you have. Yours has a lot of flow.
So to bring it all back full circle, what he's talking about, we figured out how far I need to stand away from the ball to see my intended line, because you can stand closer and that'll help keep the putter square because you can have a more straight back, straightforward motion. However, when we did that, we realized it made me start missing the ball to the right. Now that we know the proper angles, and he's just kind of eyeballed them here, he hasn't actually put them to the exact specs of that LAB Golf tool, but he's gotten them close with the old school stand on it and bend. But now that we have that dialed, now we can find a face that will help keep my my putter square. That'll help fight that opening and shutting like this face balance putter will. So that's why it's important, and he even said we're going to break this down into 2 separate parts. We're going to find the angle that you need, and we're going to find the face that you need, but we're going to do it separately.
You notice how, that was good though. That was very good. But you notice, let's try one more thing.
Okay.
You have, here's perfect on the back stroke, but then your forward stroke is way too long.
Yes, I've always had a very long follow through.
And when you do that again. Do that again. If it goes too long in here, then this is completely outside that axis. So how about if we just keep it the same distance here and hit it here, 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 and keep it dead square. Yeah. Trust your line now. That face is not gonna, I like that line. That's a stroke. That's a stroke. It's okay.
Okay.
We missed it, but that was a good stroke.
I see what you mean, though.
Love it. Look at that stroke.
Just a little soft.
Now we got from 4 to 5.
4 to 5.
That's more square to square right there.
Yeah.
Instead of like 6 to 13.
Yeah, because I would come out like way over and turn the putter over on itself.
I don't know. I think I don't know if you ever had a Scotty Cameron, but I actually like that one for a couple of things.
I do like that. I've never had a
His
Scotty.
face balance, it's actually got that counterbalance weight in there. A little bit more. There you go. Now you can see your line there, right?
Yeah.
I love it. Oh, that's a stroke right there. That's a stroke. That was deadly.
Wow.
As soon as you hit it, I knew it.
Jeez.
Right?
Yep.
A little bit off the heel, maybe.
Yeah, I think I might have turned on it.
Don't look at it. Don't look at it. Don't look at the hole, okay? Stay there. Don't move your head at all. That's a stroke. Look at that thing going in. Hello.
Jeez.
No movement. No movement, buddy. Stay there.
Oh, I pulled that.
That's getting action so quick. It was all hands.
Yeah, it was that, and I kind of like poked my belly
So
with the...
even if you have a lab or you putter or whatever, that thing is gonna go there. Oh, it's just a bad stroke. Just like we were talking about with the wedges.
Yep.
And of course, look at that. No rotation, and then you just kind of rushed it.
Yep, rushed it through.
Right? So it's not just... I love the technology, but maybe for somebody who actually keeps his face open, I would love to have a lab or that square to square that helps them to close, or more flow like the putter that you have.
Yeah.
But now we knew if we go just a hair longer, which this is way longer than your putter, and it is more upright too. But this is longer because of the counterbalance, right?
Yep.
But it's definitely more upright, which we knew that.
Yes, we
We can measure, and I know this is just kind of looks bad, but I'm gonna make it less variables, and it's just a hair more upright, which I know you instructed. See, you bent it a little, right?
I like that.
So I want to keep that straight back, straight through, which is never going to be straight back, straight through, but it's just less rotation. Love that. It's actually, I think, a little upright. Now, you just saw this. Don't you ever, we end up with a putter like this, don't you ever throw it because it bends so easy.
Yes.
You just saw that I bend it just stepping on it.
By stepping on the grass, even.
I step it on the grass and I'd give it a little tweak there. Oh, that looks dead square. Screw straight back, straight through. Off that stroke. Just didn't hit it enough.
Just a little soft.
Yeah. I mean, I know if greens are fast and you kind of get kind of used to it, but
yeah, and 3 different putters, 3 different weights, kind of hard to
big difference, right?
Yeah.
But this is way more steady. You keep your line better. Didn't hit again, but that's a perfect line. Come on, give me a little roll.
Yeah, I like that.
So let's be a little bit more aggressive. Let's hit it. Find your line and just hit it a little bit more aggressive. I was waiting to work with you on the putting because that putter, the toe is always up and. Ah, it's good. Now we're talking about putting with confidence.
There we go.
You got a perfect line. Stay there. Stay still. Love it. Don't lose that rhythm. See how, like, this is concrete. This doesn't move. And your head doesn't move either. Once it's halfway, you can move and look at it, but give it a glint. I love it. I love it. Come on.
Ooh, just a little outside.
It's okay. How do you feel with that stroke?
I like it.
How do you feel with the stroke?
It's good.
I know I'm like trying to get you away from this.
Yeah.
This is way too long. Just here and hit it. Here, hit it. Now I can try to go and bend your putter because it's going to be better anyways. I mean, we got to bend your putter regardless because we have to put that little band-aid on your putter because, you know, even if we get this one, we gotta wait until we get it. Love the setup there. Love that stroke. I mean, look at that thing.
That's so nice.
That is a great roll. Just a hair left, a hair. There you go. Trust the back and forth, stay still. Love it. Hello.
Wow.
Even that one, you rushed it a little bit, but look at that.
Yeah,
oh, right
just
at the
barely
end.
trickled.
Just a little rushed.
Oops. I think I pulled my head, turned up at it.
But I like it. I liked it way better. Now let's put this. It's gonna feel like a feather now.
Yeah, let's try this old.
It's gonna feel, and play it square, the way you've been playing it. I mean, by now, of course, you know this break.
Yeah.
You know, you got the feel for it. I just find that it's gonna be very, very hard to be consistent. There's gonna, and don't take me wrong, there might be a days. No, play the way you play it. You don't play it like that. No,
like,
no,
like
not with the new stuff.
The old,
yeah, the
old
old
school
style. Yeah, old school. And it's funny, you probably liked it that, you know what? Because you see the ball, your line, better
the
when
old
you're
way.
more further away from the ball. That's why we decided to go a little longer. We proved that. See, that's a big push.
Yeah.
No, give it a rip. Give it a rip. Release that thing. And that's why I feel like this is so hard to be consistent. So there's going to be days, probably that you can probably roll it on your line and you make a bunch of putts, but is it going to be consistent all the time? It's hard. That's a good stroke.
Yeah, there's days where I'm really good with it,
But
and
see
there's
when
days
you're more actually away from the ball and when you see your line better.
That's true.
Because
when I went
closer, I don't know.
Yeah, I never realized the.
I don't think you got to get so close and so upright because you don't see your line.
Yeah, that's true.
So that makes your stroke different. So this one's longer, it's still a little flat. We can go a little flatter. We can work on that. But you have to be able to see your line and roll on your intended line.
Yeah.
That to me is more important than whatever type of putter you're playing.
Because even if that, you know, the side eye or the sight line thing says that my eyes should be directly over it, if I can't see the line,
absolutely,
when it's like that, then there's no reason for me to stand over it if I can see my line better from here.
And you put a right eye dominant or left eye dominant? Hold on.
Left eye.
Make a little circle, and then both eyes open.
Yep.
Go back again, go down, and then look at my right eye. Look at my right eye, both eyes open, little circle, look at my right eye. Yeah, you left eye dominant.
Yeah.
You're left eye dominant. So left eye dominant, most of the time they just kind of get a little glance to look at the line. Right eye dominant, have to turn a little bit more.
Yeah. I see.
So for you going like this is fine, but you're more this way, and it's funny, I'm left eye dominant too, but I see my line when I'm more taller, closer to the ball. When I'm this way, my ball is way off. So I might have a good day of putting, might not. So that's why I had to change my posture, the length of the angle of my putter. So the moment of truth, come on. Go look at your line from behind, pick something. Let's make this 4 putts. I believe in you. I believe you can fly. Oops. That's actually a good stroke. Come on, ball.
Oh, it wiggled.
What happened there? I put that ball went left at the end.
It
no
did.
Way.
It hit a little wiggle.
Something, right?
Something,
just
and
left.
it kicked it at the last second.
That was good, though. That's a good roll.
That was in.
Oh, I love that stroke. It's just so steady.
Just a little too far left, I think.
That's good. Does it feel weird now that you're actually hitting the golf ball instead of like trying to guide it?
Yeah.
And see how the putter doesn't want to close? Wants to stay there in your line. That's another good one. And that one a little bit more firm. Hello.
There it is.
I love it, man.
Man, I like this thing. I love this thing.
I love it.
They're going to tune in next week and there's going to be one in my bag.
Well, there's not one in my bag yet. I'm still waiting for it to show up. Also, I have something extra for that putter coming in as well. But we're going to add $499, called $500 to the total, bringing us up to $10,718. Yeah, $10,718 and 155 hours. I had a bunch of other stuff that I was going to include this week. However, this video by itself was so good, I didn't want to diminish from it. I wanted you guys to see this in its entirety. So next week, I'll toss in some of the updates on some of the stuff that I've been doing off the course and on the course as well. And remember, if you're in the Miami area, or even if you're just passing through and you want to hit up Juan, go to Prestige Golf Performance. You can find him on Instagram. You can find him online. This guy's an absolute wizard. He's helped my driver game, my iron play, my wedges, my putter, everything. So make sure you also shoot him a follow on Instagram. Tell him that Berdogi sent you. And if you want to go get fit for any of your clubs, go hit up my man Juan. He's not only the best in Miami, not only the best in Florida, but I think one of the best in the country. And remember to subscribe or 3-putt the rest of your life.